I'm Tarzan. Me, Jane, you Tarzan. You know, me, Tarzan, you, Jane.
Welcome to the second episode of the opening weekend review show.
Yeah.
This week's guest, Daniel.
Casper!
Where is he?
Yeah.
Daniel
Yeah.
Fernandez. So, we watched Legend of Tarzan.
We did, in fact.
Oh my god. First of all, spoiler-free review. Just quickly.
Spoiler-free review. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Spoiler-free. Now spoilers.
Now, spoilers.
Okay, let's set this up by saying that we have history with this movie, not necessarily the movie, but with the cast. So we are a little biased. Would you say so?
A little bit.
A little bit, but throw the biasness out the way.
Acting. Ooh,
Okay,
go.
acting.
Yes, acting.
Christoph Waltz is a genius. I think every role that he takes on is so dark and eerie, and I think to such a big franchise like Tarzan, bringing him on board was such a good choice.
It was a smart
so
choice.
Good.
But
like
it's funny that you say big and dark because it was a dark character. He was
a very dark character.
But he still had these weird quirks to him that I was like, this is weird. He's being real weird.
But yeah, it very sinister weird though.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you agree? Because it reminded me very much of his scene in Inglourious Bastards, where he was where the Jews were under the house.
Yes, in the cabin.
So that is brilliant. Because he had this mannerism about him with the cross and everything like that, which I thought was brilliant because it's so sinister and so good, and oh my gosh.
You could tell he's deadly. Yeah. But he's still if you met him regularly, you probably wouldn't know he's deadly. But,
you would just think he's a really well-mannered gentleman.
And then they threw some moments in there that you're like, oh, he just wrapped that thing around a dude's neck and pulled him down like a huge African dude. This dude wasn't small.
Yeah. But even something as subtle as taking her cutlery and setting it up right. Yeah.
Yes, that little moment of good, he got rid of her, and then he's like, okay.
Jamon Hansu?
Digimon Hansu?
Yeah, that guy. One of my favorite movies ever is Never Back Down. Okay. And he played, of course, the mentor, guy that wants to be likable. So when they first introduced his character, I was like, oh, no. But he's like a non-likable guy. But then, of course, they brought him to his original thing, which is apparent in The Gladiator. It's apparent in Never Back Down. And it's definitely apparent in this movie.
They keep doing that with him.
It's, of course, he's this powerful, physically alpha male that has this extremely sweet spot to him that wants to improve the community or his friendship in some way, shape, or form. And I think that was absolutely brilliant. I think whoever choreographed Never Back Down choreographed part of this movie because it was like, oh my god! It was like 15-year-old Danny back at it again, watching Never Back Down, wanting to get a six-pack. I was like, ah!
About Digimon Hansu's character. And most of the characters, here's the thing about most of the characters, all the acting, the director, can't remember the director's name. The director definitely gave them all the right motivations, and every motivation felt real. Because it was like, oh, Digimon Hansu's son got killed. That's why he wants to kill Tarzan.
That's what was bugging me the first 40 minutes of the film. There was no motive for him to be chasing after Tarzan. But I loved the flashbacks. I loved them so much.
I thought I wouldn't like the flashbacks because they were doing them in the beginning, and I was like, oh wait, I don't like these flashbacks to show us young Tarzan. But then I was like, oh no, they have a purpose. They have a purpose. Let's go. Yeah. And then they brought us around to bringing us to why Tarzan.
The story.
Wow. Why? Because then Tarzan's not gonna kill people.
But that's not the segment.
Acting. So let's go Margot Robbie first, and then Alexander Skarsgard. Go ahead.
Insert picture.
Margot Robbie.
Insert another picture. Margot and Danny.
There we go. Dead. this role definitely had she had more to this character than a lot of the other characters that she played.
No, I actually disagree. I think she usually picks really strong characters, and you see that in characters like The Wolf of Wall Street, like Harley Quinn, upcoming Harley Quinn, just based off the character. Focus. Well, she plays really alpha characters. Here, she took more of a supporting,
Yeah, but it wasn't
less alpha role, because she was a very girl. Jane is a very lover-filled character. Yeah. But I mean,
it was definitely a lot more supporting than a lot of the other characters. But I still feel like the role and focus wasn't as.
But she was very alpha in that role. You know what I'm talking about?
Wasn't she in this though? She was Jane. That was the thing. She was Jane. She she had this thing like she knew the secrets of the jungle because Tarzan taught her.
Now I think they are gonna show that aspect of her character when they do. I think that's where they're gonna go to the actual Tarzan. No, not Son of Tarzan. Where they do like.
You think they're gonna do a?
I think
so.
I think they might.
I don't think they need to do. I think the reason they did the flashbacks is because they didn't want to.
Yeah. Now they did some shots of her looking 17 or however old she is.
She's supposed to be 17.
Oh my god.
You are dying. They're like, like as soon as Margot Robbie, 17-year-old Margot Robbie pops on screen, he's like.
As soon as Margot Robbie no, that sounds creepy too. 18, let's say 18-year-old.
18-year-old.
But it's
the first time you see her, she's like with the kids and she's looks and smiles and it's just like,
oh man, Margot has this I think in all the characters, she has this motherly quality about her where she can like magnetize your eyes immediately on the screen, and her smile is just lovely, and she has such a charisma in this movie that it's just like such a free-flowing. She killed me. She killed me in a good way.
Especially with the underlying. She lost a child. The whole movie. Yeah. This feeling of just. Yeah. And that's why like when the apes started getting killed, she like it's all in her. Yeah. It's all in her. And she did an amazing job of portraying that. I loved it.
Right here, Jordan Paul. Okay, listen to this. I'm making an announcement right here on your video. I am gonna marry that girl. Period. I am going to marry that girl.
Stop.
Period.
Samuel L. Jackson.
It's a very dark. I mean, it plays into some serious themes.
Yeah, they gave him a backstory that was extremely dark with Civil War and then the killing of Native Americans. It's like
well, not only Samuel's character in the whole story, it's quite dark. Like it's a quite dark.
And I feel like,
and I like that because like you take something as notorious as Tarzan and you try to bring it into the real world. I think they did it very, very well. Yes. Same as when Nolan took such a legendary character and brought it to Christian Bale. Oh my god.
No, you just got me. Goosebumps.
No, because it's true, man. It's true. Like they took this mammoth.
Yes.
Where you can fail immensely, but it's still gonna sell because it's such a mammoth.
Yes.
But they played it so well. Now, that having been said, Samuel Jackson killed the role. Like he murdered it. Like so funny.
I think his role was us. His role was us. It was like, we're supposed to feel the story through him.
Through him. And he was the slow character. Yes. Like he couldn't keep up with Tarzan or the Congo Africans. Yep. He couldn't it was like
Yeah, he was us. And it was
and he was literally the American,
Yeah. If you are coming into Tarzan with with Disney
movie expectations,
don't. Yeah. Especially because of, let's move on to Alexander Skarsgard.
Yeah. It was such a silent, strong alpha approach to it. You know what I'm talking about?
That's again with bringing Tarzan to the real world. That is how he would be. Yeah. He did have moments in the beginning of the movie that I was like, why? He is way too British for me right now. Especially if Jane taught him to speak. Why is he talking in a British accent?
Yeah.
And
he didn't overdo the accent from coming like a Neanderthal, basically, like an ape or so. Yeah, but he didn't overdo that accent of, and stuff. I think he played it just the right amount with the voice, and I think that was a great director note as well. Yes. And I think his mannerisms, you could tell that they were forced in a good way because, like, for example, when he was drinking the tea, you could tell that he was doing it in a way that he was taught. for example, like really poking out the pinky, and like his body movements were very forced, which makes sense because that's what he was taught.
And then the progression throughout the movie, and then that's the thing
of letting loose.
Yes, they set that up so that the progression throughout the movie, he can come back into his ape-like
form. Of course.
And it was just
and I like that they threw that little line in there about his hands, losing bone structure and stuff like that. And I think one of the really cool things was that the original Tarzan and every other Tarzan they've done, and the God horror Tarzan that they try to do, I think they took that, those stories, which is a progressive Tarzan, you know, a Neanderthal ape forming to a man quality, and I think they threw that out the window and they made it a regressive storyline, which was really cool to see. It was a gentle. The shot literally starts out with him drinking a cup of tea in a very fitted. I mean, like,
it looked good.
like a very fitted suit, talking with the Prime Minister of England. Like that's harsh stuff, you know. And then going from that to a regressive character. I think. Progressive in a sense too, because he is coming home. Like I like that it said a year later and they weren't back in England, even though his parents said England is your home. No, the jungle is his home. You know what I'm talking about? The Congo, and it was so cool, man. I get shivers because they did it. I think Alexander did it very, very well. Even though I would have absolutely killed to play that character, especially alongside Margot.
All right, like one of the things I go into movies and I see are the small things. The small things like this. His hands. Even if it wasn't a focus on his hands, he wasn't grabbing a vine or anything, but he would have this. He can't, like, over the years of being an ape, he couldn't do that. So he would keep his hands like that. Even when he was holding Jane or doing anything, he had his hands like that. The focus on eyes. And something that the Disney Tarzan did too is this, the moment when Jane's drawing him and she's like, his eyes are so focused. Alexander did that so well.
Like, you can't take someone energetic for the role. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like I think Alexander's, I mean his background in True Blood and everything like that.
Ooh, I didn't even know that.
You didn't know that?
No, I don't know. I don't know much about.
He was one of the main vampires in True Blood, and he played a very pale, very calm, very debonair, very kind of vampire. But he was very calm, and I don't think you can take Tarzan isn't like, hey, no. Tarzan's very like Tarzan. I mean,
Tarzan is the focus.
The way he did it was brilliant.
Yes.
I mean, we can go on to the apes, of course, which were really honestly like their characters were incredible. There was that little moment in the film where
which
they tied it back to
his brother. Well, his ape brother since he was a little boy would do this little tap thing to him, and it was a beautiful little.
And it was a segue into, I don't want to reveal that part, but there was a segue where basically his brother, something happens where the two characters, Tarzan and him, have a conflict, let's say. And then when it's all resolved, they go back to the thing, and it was really cool.
Let's go. Story.
Man, I was coming in with not too high expectations. I was coming in with, a remake summer blockbuster, action-packed, which it is. It is a summer blockbuster. It is action-packed. But all that aside, it drives you through so many emotions that any good story does. It drives you through the emotions of being inspired. I was inspired. It drives you through emotion. Literally, they create very solid characters that you become very attached with, and it's like, when when his mother, for example, that was rough. That was really rough to watch.
That's closer to the end. Because they didn't address that for a while, and I was kind of like, where's his mother? And then that brings it around. That brings out
completely
the whole conflict of the whole movie together, and I was like.
I don't like it in films where they lead you to this place. In certain films, they lead you to this place of where the story needs to develop, but they don't explain how they got there.
No.
Now here, they lead you to that place, but any question that you might have, I had like 3 lingering questions on my mind. They were answered as the story progressed, and not in a forceful type of way that it was like a throwaway line, like, No, it was incorporated into the story. So whoever the screenwriter was brilliant, because they took a classic, and of course they took whatever the script was, and they pieced it together in such a format that flowed like that river flowed. Oh my gosh, because that river flowed. The story I think was phenomenal, and again I like that it's a regressive instead of progressive.
Yes, that's something you pointed out earlier that I was like, yes, that was exactly what it was. It's this beautiful movement back home. Yeah, and him learning where home really was, and I'm like, yes, okay. Yeah. Little story things again with the details over here. Thank you for not putting a what is it called, loincloth on Tarzan, because where would he get that? Yeah. No, he would be a naked little kid. Yeah. One thing. Yeah. Where's Tarzan's beard? Little. I want to give it some criticism. Yeah. I can't. But like, just a little. Let me.
That's the one thing I wasn't gonna mention that, but still.
Yeah. What the hell?
Where the fuck's his beard?
Where's his beard? He's Tarzan. The man.
He's Tarzan.
But I guess he was. But I guess he was 17, right?
If he was a monkey, no.
He still would have had a beard.
No, he still would have had a beard.
He's 17.
Or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he wasn't 17. I think that was. I mean, he definitely didn't look 17. I was guesstimating he must have been like 20 something.
Yeah. And then he would have.
But like, he would have something. You know what I'm talking about?
That's something they don't show in any Tarzan movie. He never has a beard.
And let's say he did shave with a rock or something like that, which would be very possible. Yeah. What would be his motive? You know, like
you're an ape.
Grooming. They did show the grooming, which I really admire. Like his mother grooming his hair, which was very cool to watch. Mm-hmm. But I was like, when they were doing that, I was like, where is his beard? Yeah. Again, you can't take such a notorious character and put a beard on him, because then, you know,
I think that's the only reason they did it. That's the only reason they did it.
Of course.
Also, coming from Disney's Tarzan, which you shouldn't do, don't do this. His name, when he goes back to England, is John Clayton. Yeah. Clayton, from John Clayton in Disney's Tarzan, is the bad guy.
No, it's not.
Yes, John Clayton.
It's not.
I can look it up right now. John Clayton. You remember? Clayton.
Yes, Clayton. Wonderful.
Clayton.
Oh, Jordan was right. We just confirmed it. The bad guy in the original Disney movie his name was Clayton.
So why did they
put Clayton? Technical time. Okay. I told you from the very first. Yes. Like, I saw the first 4 shots, which was, look, and this is the reason I liked it. They did a very opening shot, which you guys are going to see, where they have his shoulder, and then the camera pans down in a very smooth way to show the cross. And I knew that was going to play hard. Yeah. And I knew when a simple shot can tell you something about the story, that's when it's beautiful. Then they did another shot, and I told Jordan, I love the cinematography. I said, oh, it's too early.
It was too early.
Was I not right?
You were right, but it was too early to tell from 4 shots.
Thank you.
You could shoot one beautiful shot in a full movie.
Sure.
And everybody will love it. They just
cinematography in general was beautiful.
They copied that shot they just copied from Gladiator. So you know what? I'm not even gonna give him that one.
No, you should give him that one, because Digimon Hansu whatever. Dijon Mustard was in the movie, and he deserves to. They deserve.
And I will tell you
they
something.
Can take that shot.
Yes, beautiful. Everything about this movie was beautiful, because it was Africa. God. You shoot Africa.
Yeah, in a very the color scheme of the movie was a very golden hour-esque feel. It was at all times. It was never. And it was consecutive the entire time.
Yeah, it was never 12 o'clock in this movie.
Never, literally never. It was always 6:30ish.
Yes.
The way they played with light in the movie, I think, was absolutely brilliant. Cinematography, like technically speaking, was absolutely brilliant. And as far as CGI goes, I usually, that turns me off in a movie when you can spot the CGI. I think some of the ape work could have been a little better.
Yes,
a little.
Exactly.
Some.
Yeah.
But
especially
it continued the story beautifully.
Especially looking at things like
Jungle Book.
Not Jungle Book. Planet of the Apes. The new Planet of the Apes movies where
they look just real.
They look like they're there. Andy Serkis, all those guys. This movie didn't really do that. The apes had an anthropomorphic kind of you can see emotion in them a little bit. Yeah. But they still.
Well, they also didn't want to overplay it. They wanted to keep it very real. But you could also tell at some points that the CG was there. You know what I'm
Yes,
talking about?
yes,
Like
exactly.
you could tell
The apes,
at some points. Yeah.
It's kind of only with the apes too.
Yeah.
Some shots of like him on a
And
on
the
a cliff.
lions, and you know that upsets me.
No.
No, because I think I'm sure we haven't researched it,
Yeah.
but I'm sure those lions were fake. And
Yeah.
what upset me was that they could have done it with real lions. The CG, I
CG,
wish it could have been a little bit better, because then the movie would literally be perfect.
I think they spent a lot of their money on the cast because they have Samuel L. Jackson, they have Alexander Skarsgård, they have Christoph Waltz.
Yeah.
They have such big names. I think that the budget for CGI went over there they skimped on it a little bit, and that's why these animals did not look except for the elephants.
Yeah, the elephants. I think they were
real.
No, they were real. They had to be real.
But CGI, but putting them in the scene.
You see the elephants.
Yes,
yeah.
you see the elephants, and you're just
they get to you. They really do.
Yes, and here's the whole movie. Back to story a little bit.
Yeah.
The whole movie had this. Take care of our planet, people.
Completely.
Can you not kill all the elephants?
Immediately. 3, 2, 1. The train.
The train. Yes.
The train.
Ivory.
They had a train where they were like had the trunks and stuff.
Yeah, they had the.
And it was like.
You mean the tusks?
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
They had the ivory tusks all
lined up.
Like just tons and tons of ivory on a train that I just.
And then there's a moment with Samuel Jackson where he sees the elephant and they just show his face, and it's the whole feel of the movie is very like conserve our planet, which I think is the most powerful thing you can do in film. Portray a message.
Perfect for Tarzan. Like they knew
literally
this is Tarzan. He is one with the animals.
Yeah.
Let's try to get something across to these kids, to everybody in the world.
Which is a movement going on right now, which I absolutely adore. If you can take something yet again as colossal as Tarzan.
Yes.
And portray a social message with it.
Oh my God.
And colossal as Tarzan, make a beautiful film that is gonna live on, I'm sure. And then still push a social message to it. I think that's what film is about.
Yes.
You know?
You gotta tell something. You have to be able to pull all this. To be able to pull all this together like they did is amazing.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people are gonna go into the movie not expecting that, and they're gonna come out like us and be so you feel it in your heart, like, oh my God, I need to do something.
Yeah. Last thoughts on rating.
Last thoughts on rating.
That was Kim Possible. No,
I thought it was Power Rangers. Wasn't it Power Rangers? Go Power Rangers.
Oh, that was Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Shoot. Comment below. What was the thing for Kim Possible?
Yeah.
Shoot us some voice messages on Twitter and be like, that was Kim Possible, because we
send it on Snapchat. Go to the Snapchat. Send me. This movie gave me so many feels. I had all the feels, and I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting going to Tarzan. Yeah. Man, he's gonna be swinging from some trees. I thought it was just gonna be a fun movie with Tarzan. I'm gonna have him go watch Margot Robbie in the movie. But I came out with the feeling of I need to do something about the animals. I need to go call my mother, because you never know what's gonna happen. I had to just it's about the feels. Yeah. My whole thing overview, this movie will make you feel.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I give it, for my rating, this movie gets a 9.5 out of 10. It has to.
Speaking, not as an actor, not as a magician, not as a person who knows film, not as anything like that, just speaking as a person who wanted to go watch a movie, I think it's definitely gonna entertain you. Most definitely. So it did its job first. I think it's definitely gonna sell because people are gonna talk about it, most definitely. I think, watch it be like the biggest box office flop. No. It can't be. It can't. It really can't.
No.
It really can't. I'm gonna tweet about it every freaking day if it does, honestly. Speaking from a technical standpoint, it was absolutely beautiful technically. It could have used a smidge of improvement with the CG, but it's not even worth mentioning. It's honestly not even worth mentioning. The storyline was absolutely beautiful. The cast, usually there's a person that lacks, and maybe some supporting no, everyone did their job. Yeah. I believed everyone. I really did. I believed everyone. I think everyone's motives were strong. I think everyone's convicted. I think everyone was convicted, I'm sorry. I think everyone had a clear purpose of why they were doing what they did. I think tying so many elements of like previous movies, like you said, Gladiator, or like Never Back Down, and like amazing action-packed fighting, and amazing, I couldn't tell a single CG when he was swinging. I think they casted Jane perfectly, beautiful baby, I love you. I think they casted Tarzan perfectly. I think overall, go watch it, and I give it a 9.4 out of 10. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Some things that he just said made me want to change my score. I forgot about the CGI. I have to bring down my score a little bit for the CGI. I'm sorry, 9.2. It does bring it down. It does bring it down because of the CGI. You said not to think about it, but it does.
Yeah.
For movie review, it has to bring it down.
Yeah.
And
technically,
and then some more technical. Some of these shots in the end of the tribes on the hill. I don't know what you were doing. Like one guy standing there just.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little weird. So yes, 9.2, 9.2.
Yeah, I give it a solid 9.4, leaning towards a 9.5.
Thanks for watching this review, guys. If you like this review with Daniel Fernandez, give it a thumbs up. How many are we trying to get this time?
Let's try to get 500.
500 likes
of those
on
thumbs.
this video.
Let's do it.
Let's go. If you guys are not subscribed yet, go subscribe. It's right down there. It's very easy.
Most definitely.
Click on his face. You can go to his channel, subscribe to him.
Most definitely. And follow me on Twitter, please, @DanFor22. Tweet at us, guys. Like, honestly, I thought this was going to be like a 10-minute review, but it ended up being like 30 minutes long because it is a really good movie.
Yes.
It's a great movie. Subscribe to this guy. Honestly, if you're coming from my side, he's awesome, and what he's putting out in his channel is freaking amazing right now. So go do it. Click that button right here and subscribe to me too, because if not, I'll Tarzan stare you the whole.
Guys, go to my Twitter right now. Go follow me on Twitter. Go vote for next week's movies to go watch. We have The Secret Life of Pets and Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. So go vote for either one of those two. Which one would you vote for, sir?
I'm definitely voting for Secret Life of Pets. Don't get me wrong. I love Zac Efron. I think the movie's going to be great, but I think The Secret Life of Pets looks really cool.
Yes. Yeah. I love you guys. Keep dreaming. Go watch movies. Go watch movies. I don't know. Whose outro is that?
What's your outro?
Keep dreaming. I love you. Goodbye.
I love you too. I love you, girl.